Hello everybody, welcome to another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath cast. Today I bring you a 1v1 on Tournament Dustbowl, and our competitors for today are going to be neilparr as a orange ZOCOM, an orange ZOCOM, I apologise for my bad English there, and we have EdwardCookie as a blue Mott of Kane. So just so you know, Edward actually went random for this. He didn't pick his faction, so this is going to be interesting to see how this turns out, considering both of these factions are actually quite strong against each other. But I think MoK has the slight upper hand, considering the EMP that they have obtained, you know, from the Awakened and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for these few days. I'm going to be casting a lot, basically because there's been an absolute huge surge in replays. I've just looked on game replays. I've not been on there for a few days now, but there has been a huge surge in replays. So I'm going to be casting a lot in these games. And as we see, Neil has actually killed a MoK squad, so we're going to be taking one of these Tabium spikes. But I think it'd probably be the left one, considering that he already has this fortified down, and Edward has now got the right Tabium spike. Yes, so I'm going to be casting a lot during these few days, both Red Alert 3 and Kane's Wrath, so make sure you are watching out for these casts, because they are going to come in thick and fast, or whenever I have internet, because I've been having some showers recently, so I'm not sure how the internet will hold up compared to the lovely sunny skies that, you know, happens to be on in April, which was expected to be, you know, showery because it's April showers. But yeah, I would have loved to go out, but I couldn't because of COVID. Anyway, yeah, that doesn't really need explaining, but I just did anyway. So yes, a lot of casting going on these few days. Make sure you look out, and I will now just focus all my attention on this cast and see where things go. So we've got infantry coming from Neil. They're going to be garrisoning the structures, going to be providing themselves some protection from the MoK squads that are patrolling the streets, although I don't know how long it'll be. Probably won't be long until Edward gets some Black Hand. I don't actually know if Black Hand is with MoK. No, they're not. Their Tiberium troopers are with MoK, not Black Hand, because Black Hand is a normal nod in the Black Hand faction. Yeah, so it's going to be the Tiberium troopers, but they do the same thing, as well as slow down vehicles, so that's going to be good for Edward at the moment. As we see, Edward's actually already expanded to the top left Tiberium field, going to be getting himself some extra resources. However, his opponent has not expanded so far yet, although he is making a lot of harvests at the moment. Edward is just focusing on more refineries, so it's a bit equal right now. I think Edward is losing a little bit because he only has 1-to-1 refinery harvester ratio, so he's going to be bringing in those resources a little bit slower than his opponent, but he could easily just increase the amount there very quickly, and just get some more harvesters and stuff. A nice crush coming from Edward, coming from that harvester over there, almost getting rid of that one rifleman squad there, but just doesn't. One person survives. I'm not sure what Edward's doing right now. He seems oh yeah, he's just focusing on the top left there, putting out some attack bikes. He's probably expecting some pit bulls, and indeed pit bulls are proceeding from Neil's base. They're going to be proceeding up to Edward and conveying their rage or whatever. I don't know what pit bulls do. I think that's a dog, isn't it? And they're going to be attacking the harvesters as usual. Nothing special there, but I think Neil's a bit apprehensive right now, as you know, it's Mott of Kane, in case, you know, assaulting the base from the front isn't generally a good idea, considering that's where it's mostly defenders. But the pit bulls are just regrouping, or at least I thought they were. Some of them are at the front there. They're all going to be sent apparently towards the edges of the map. And we've got some forces from Edward here, going to be going through the middle, going to be getting into a structure and slowly making their way down to the city. Obviously, we've got a garrison structure over here from Neil, and he's going to be looking through specifically this road from the middle to the right at Tip Spike. That road is in view of these rifleman squads, so he's going to be watching that road, and probably watching the center as well, if he's not too preoccupied with the pit bulls. And there we go, we've got Tiberium troopers coming from the Hand of Nod. Very nice. And see, Neil has actually made his expansion now. He's got his command post up. He's probably getting AP ammo, considering that he has a lot of APCs. He's got a lot. He only has 3. He has more pit bulls, but he's going to go for APC pit bull combo, which isn't too bad. It's quite reliable, honestly, but as it's only tier 1, it'll be probably quickly outnumbered and outgunned by tech. So long as Edward doesn't get tech, I think Neil should be fine. But they're both on tier 2 at the moment, and Scorpion tanks emerging from the War Factory. They're going to be either proceeding down the left or through the middle. It would make more sense to go to the left, try and poke away at the side of the base, see what damage he can do. But at the moment, he's just making units, so his attack won't be coming just yet, and Pitbulls are destroying that one Tiberium Spike so that Neil can actually get more resources. Oh, we see that left one has also been taken as well. Very aggro move there, but no matter. He's probably either going to take it or destroy it. The latter is more likely. There's one rifleman squad going to it, Pitbull. Hammerhead's getting deployed from Neil. I don't know if he's at all going to be going for Zone Raiders. Zone Raiders are very expensive and slow, so that's why missile squads. But they are very useful because they do ground and air very effectively. I mean, if he had the time and the resources, he could definitely go for some Zone Raiders. And I would at least hope so, because they definitely are table turners, those units. And ABC placing down a minefield over there as well. Scorpion tank proceeding to the left Tiberium Spike, seeing as it's under attack. Going to be dealing with those APCs. Not a lot of activity on this right side, and surprisingly the Tiberium Spike isn't actually dead, probably because those units in their building over there, they probably repelled whatever units that were here, probably the Pitbulls over there, but there's a lot of infantry over there. Where are the Pitbulls? Have they all died? Probably. No, there's some still left, that's somehow damaged over there. Ooh, minefield nicely destroying a tank there, very nice placement there, so he's going to have it's quite cost effective actually, considering that I don't think he lost any of his units during that confrontation, although he might have. I don't see 3 APCs, I only see 2 now, but nonetheless the minefield placement was a good idea. I'm pretty sure Edward's going to be going straight to tier 3 and going to be pummeling Neil with tech. And as we see, oh wow, Neil's already gone tech and he's getting his own raiders into his own hammerhead, so this is going to be a very huge table turn of him. For, yeah, Edward's going to struggle at this point, seeing as Edward doesn't really have a lot of tech to counter the hammerheads with. Hammerheads do decimate tier 1 units by themselves, let alone with units inside them, so there should be no problem for them. My goodness. Is one heroic? No, they're not. Okay, so just a few have damaged. And we've got some military rocket squad over there. Got a variety of infantry in there. Got a dealing with the structures very nicely. And there's a brilliant combo there. He's going to be absolutely destroying, just melting through those front lines of Edwards. And the hammerheads are also gearing up as well. We've got some other missile squads, grenadiers, riflemen, and a zone raider. The hammerheads are going to regroup and repair, and then going to make another attack. Edward is going to be putting up AA batteries. An attack came over here. I don't know what that was, but an MCV has been deployed, and is going to proceed down to the left. It seems he's going to make an expansion towards the left. Going to be providing him with more ground to cover, and hopefully more of an advantage to assault the weaker side of Neil, it seems. And I think Neil has actually taken out the right Tiberium Spike. So there are no tib spikes left on the map. Both of them have been taken down, and Edward has actually got tier 3 now, so he'll be able to get some avatars and other useful units like the Spectres for one. Yeah, I don't think he used Spectres, but he can get them because he's got tier 3. And also he's used the power as well, the stealth power, considering that his MCB is stealth. Attack coming from the Pitbulls over here, trying to eliminate the anti-air batteries, giving a bit of a path towards for the hammerheads to come in, and it's almost working. But the military squads will either repel or destroy the Pitbulls before they're even done, and there we go. The Pitbulls have a need to retreat. A lot of infantry being sent towards Edward's base. I'm not even sure where all the... There we go. All the hammers are just waiting over there. He could just try and attack go around the long way and trap the other side, because Edward doesn't have control of the middle, so he wouldn't be able to see the hammerheads coming from Neil, although he knows they're there, but he wouldn't be able to see where they were going. But all he's doing is leading them over there. He could deal with the infantry, but I mean, it still could go around the left and trying to destroy the base that way. And there we go, he's going to go for the harvesters over here, and he's going to hover over them. There goes the surveillance scan, eliminating that stealth. Going to be taking down the secret shrine and the power plant, and going to be also damaging the harvester. Stealth tanks coming in with the Tiberium fusion upgrade, going to be taking out a lot of hammerheads. Wow, you should have immediately retreated them all. My goodness. Taking out the power does actually power down the defenses. Pretty useless now that the stealth tanks are there, but a few do survive. The few hammerheads do still survive. You need to deal with the infantry main, because otherwise all those forces will actually die. And a lot of infantry are being there as well. If the hammerheads could proceed towards the hand of Nod, he could easily deal with the infantry there. That means the zone raiders could concentrate on getting the structures. And then it means Edward would be more under pressure. But I mean, as I was saying that, the MCV is almost destroyed, but unfortunately Neil doesn't actually manage to get the MCV. Although he's pushing with all of his units, trying to get the MCV desperately, and actually he does manage it. And whatever building Edward was constructed is gone now, so he's going to have to, oh wait, use the other MCV over here. Not really much of a problem for Edward at the moment, but those stealth tanks really do a lot of damage, and he's currently, obviously, he's going to have to try and conserve power as much as possible. However, Neil has suffered a huge blow in his forces, so I don't think it will be too surprising if Edward will be attacking right now. If he will just be proceeding with like a load of units tier 1 or tier 2 or something like that, and swarming his base and stuff like that. I think there's a sniper zone going to come down there. More zone raiders going to be proceeding through the city, and hammerheads are also going to be escorting snipers over there. Snipers going to be getting crushed by the stealth tank, which does go down though, which is good. But one hammerhead goes down. You really should keep the hammerheads if at all possible. I know you want to try and be aggressive, but you need to keep the hammerheads, mate, because it's really important. Hand of Nod goes down, so do the militant squads. Orcas arrive to help the assault on the base. Another power plant goes down, so more power is needed to be built for Edward. So Edward's a bit pinned at the moment. Neil's doing a good job at suppressing his opponent. He shouldn't really go for the defense. No, okay, fine, he's too late now. I was about to say he shouldn't really go for defenses. Should have gone for the power plant. That was actually quite vulnerable there, and would have kept the power down nicely. But he just didn't have enough units anyway. So even with that one hammerhead, he probably wouldn't be able to get that power plant. Well, maybe. I'm not too sure. Oh, what the hell was that? How did they all die? I have no idea. Pff, honestly. Harvesters, they're going to go towards this Tiberium field over here. I think, really, it would be advisable if Neil moved up. I mean, if he did move up, he'd be able to get the other resources, and he would be able to protect his harvesters. So, if he did, then that would be brilliant, because then he wouldn't lose out on those... really, you know, there's 4 harvesters, which is quite a considerable amount there. Oh, zone raiders nicely dodging the Tiberium troopers, but they just die. I suppose he just let them die because there was no way he was really going to save them. I don't know. Orcas coming in, nice to deal with the infantry there. They're going to be taken down by the attack bikes and the stealth tank there very easily because of the upgrade. And unfortunately, they're going to be proceeding down to the MCV. And probably going to be attacking Neil from the left side, which is his vulnerable side at the moment, so he's probably not going to have anything to defend himself with, but he's retreating back. Okay, so if you could make that break towards his base, zone raiders are very slow, so they won't be able to reach the base in time. He could do a lot of damage. Yes, the orcas are there, but I mean, there aren't really many units, and those 2 power plants are very vulnerable, especially seeing as they've got the upgrade to make them have more power. Here we go, we've got a move coming from Edward. Are going to be sending the attack bikes and stealth tank down to the bottom left of the map. Going to be circling into the left side of Neil's base as well. And I think Edward is also just going to be churning out units of his own now that Neil is suppressed adequately. Got a little bit of a conflict going on over here. Got Neil going with some crashes and forcing all these infantry back. Orcas coming in with zone raiders. Going to be nicely taking care of them. But at least Neil actually had to draw the infantry back, which means that it's more likely that these vehicles are going to do the damage they need to do, or at least they were sent here to do. One refinery gets sold. Harvester just goes to the left, which is quite dangerous there. Edward's going to be picking that off quite easily over there. And unfortunately, Neil uses 1 harvester. A lot of infantry still gets deployed there. We've got Orcas coming to deal with the stealth tanks there, but he's just, I don't know if he's going to go for the attack bikes or not. There we go, stealth tanks making their move, easily dealing with the Orca. And lots of infantry going to be collating around this area. Edward going to be trying to go for some crashes there. And Neil going to try and push back on with his forces. repel those stealth tanks. But there are some units there he could easily take care of to get rid of the Scorpion tanks, which means that his units won't be crashed. And it's pretty golden, and I think Edward just hit the stealth power to get rid of all those infantry. But I don't know what he's doing, just heading straight into the base. I mean, he knows it's dangerous. There goes the Shredder turret, going to be taking care of those zone raiders. And Neil is in a pretty precarious position right now. Seeing as he's got no units to defend himself with, he's going to be hungry for cash and hungry for protection. Here we go, got an attack coming from Edward. Going to be trying to, well, going to be successfully getting these power plants over here. Airfield having to be sold. He's trying to build a MoK, but I don't think he's going to do it because the lack of resources he has, and he has no refineries. Oh no, he does. There's one there. But there are 2 idle harvesters over at that Taboo field. He really needs to get them back, because otherwise he's just going to lose 2 harvesters, and that's not going to be very good for him, considering that's probably the last one he has. Those light vehicles are making good use of their weaponry, and they are going to be destroying that power plant. Zone is going to be coming in. Are they going to make any kills? Well, one of the attack bikes do go down. The last refinery gets sold in a bid to get more cash. Very unfortunate there. That's not going to be doing much. He's going to have to sell off everything now. Oh no, he hasn't. He's got 1 more refinery left, and lucky him. But those 2 harvesters are still idle. He needs to get them back ASAP. At least because, you know, they're not even getting resources. I mean, he would get those little bit of resources. He's hungry for cash at the moment. He would need those extra harvesters to get the resources and stuff. If he doesn't make use of them, then that's pretty foolish. But I don't know if he realizes this at this point. Rather than just easily get crushed by Edward's Scorpion tanks. Here we go, the MoK emerges from the reclamation facility, and 3 engineers go inside it. So, okay, and we've even got a rifleman squad, which isn't really, we don't really see that anymore. That's, I don't know why he would put that in there, but I suppose he hasn't really got much choice. Okay, right, so we've got a MoK coming from the reclamation facility. I don't know where exactly it's going to go. It's going to be probably overwhelmed wherever it goes. Those harvesters are making quick work of the attack bikes there. Nicely done. MoK doesn't really know what to do. Edward is just slowly getting the land over here. I mean, we've got a lot fortified over here. And why has he got 2 operation centers? Could he just not be bothered with having all this cash and just decided to spend the extra he had or something? I don't even know, but he has 2 operation centers for some reason. MoK getting sent to the left here. He's probably going to be overwhelmed, as I said. Probably not much chance for him to do anything. If this MoK goes down, it's GG, because this is the only unit that can actually be produced. Everything else has been sold. Something else is getting built, but I don't know what that is. Oh no, you're letting your harvesters die. You're only just starting to use it now. That is the full load. Dear, dear, man. I mean, I knew they would eventually go down there. MoK taking some shots with attack bikes, but I don't particularly think that the attack bikes are very important right now, considering that they are very weak. The stealth tanks are going to be finishing off these structures here, considering that Neil hasn't really got any defenses there. It's pretty much game over for Neil, to be honest. Those stealth tanks are going to be taking care of the rest of the units. Oh, here we go, the Redeemer. He absolutely has no chance now. Here we go, the Redeemer has just emerged from the Redeemer engineering facility. There goes the sell-off. And there we go. Edward has won the match. GG for Neil. Honestly, very good play for Neil at the moment, because he went aggressive in the first half of the match. That was a really good choice. Pinned his opponent down. But he just spent all of his resources on units, and it didn't really work out. It was a rush that didn't really bring back the resources that he needed, so he quickly fell to Edward's forces. It really didn't take much. Once the upgrade on the stealth tanks and attack bikes were there, no chance. So thank you very much for watching this Kane's Wrathcast, and as I say, I'll be recording a lot more casts recently in these 2 days, because there have been a lot more casts uploaded on Game Replay. So I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any casts you want me to put on my channel, any replays you want me to put on my channel, then please DM me in Discord. My Discord is down in the description below. Apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.